Welcome to the Besties in the Books podcast. I'm Liz.
And I'm Ashley. And today is all about science, guys. Science! We did the research. We did the work. We're going to be talking all about hockey romance. And why?
Great.
Why is it a thing? Did we discover why or why not? It's our first experience with it.
Know.
We're going to let you know.
We're going to let you know. That's what it's all going to... It's like literally this whole episode. Ashley read a hockey romance. I read a hockey romance. Not the same one. That way we have two to choose from.
Science.
Okay.
Getting a nice polling sampling if you will.
A sampling. I think in science 2 would not be enough, but we're going to just overlook that and just blow right past.
Don't worry about it. The scientists out there is like, that is the worst science experiment. You guys should be reading the same thing. Too bad.
So we're gonna give you our thoughts on hockey romance as a whole, as newbies. So these are our first ones that either of us have read. If you guys watch our unpopular opinions episodes, you know that one of the unpopular opinions was, why is hockey romance a thing? And so we answered that question to the best of our ability, having never read any before. And here we are. We're back with the info. We've done very basic, minimal research. Science to show you guys and tell you guys what we thought about it. Again, it was our first time going down this hockey romance rabbit hole out of sheer curiosity and to bring our opinions to the people because, as you do, you have to. So I read a book called Consider Me by Becka Mack, and Ashley read Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. So Icebreaker, obviously you guys know, we were just talking about, super, super popular. I think Consider Me is pretty popular too, because I've seen it in the major bookstores. Like I saw it in Canada, on the main wall. So I feel like it's a little bit more popular than maybe I thought it was going into it, because we're not really into this genre that well. And as you guys know, the first 15 minutes are going to be spoiler free, so feel free to stick around for our basic spice rating, star rating, who we'd recommend it to before we get into spoilers, and we will give you that warning. I put here in my notes, it's looking like it might be kind of maybe an hour-long roast, so if that is something you guys are into, stick around. If you love hockey romance, I want to preface this video by saying, it's all good. I definitely like things that you probably don't like, and we're not roasting people that like it. No,
it's
absolutely
just not up to what we usually have a taste for, maybe.
Yeah.
So, and we tend to roast things, even stuff that we love. So don't worry about it. ACOTAR Reels memes are my favorite thing, and it's essentially roasting it in a way. Yeah, so no hard feelings.
Who's my favorite book boyfriend? Hunt. How hard have we roasted Hunt on this podcast?
So hard. Especially in the last book, for sure.
Yeah.
So it's all in good fun. No hard feelings. We're just going to poke fun where we want to and have a good time.
And if you've been wondering, is hockey romance for me, then this is going to either do one thing. It's going to convince you not to go down the path, or it's going to intrigue you enough by what we have to say that you'll have to find out for yourselves. Yeah. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. I think it's just going to be a fun old time. But anyway, so before we get into that, we just want to say thank you so much for being here.
Thank you guys so much for being here and taking time out of your day and your book. We know how hard that is, but to tune into us, and make sure to follow, subscribe anywhere you like to listen to your favorite podcast, including YouTube, which we're over there. Video aids, visual aids, video-wise, video, whatever. I just said video so many times. So go find us over there, Besties in the Books podcast, as well as TikTok and Instagram. That way, next time we put it to you guys for unpopular opinions, you can throw yours in, and maybe we'll end up doing a video just like this again for whatever unpopular opinions, spark our intrigued and science brains to figure out.
Brains.
I don't know. Tickle our science brains.
If we had science brains going into this, we had no more coming out of it. How about
that? That's for sure. Mush. Pile of mush. All right. So thank you guys, though, for being here. Appreciate it.
We do. And we're definitely going to ask you at the end, what you think we should read next as far as micro-tropes go. So that's another thing that we do over on Instagram is we ask for your feedback. That's what gives us ideas for these episodes. So
you, the people, can kind of help curate what you want to see by letting us know.
Yeah. And it gives us ideas of things we may otherwise have not been reading. Yeah. So that's what's cool about it. Yeah. So should we just get into some faves and fails of the week?
Let's do it, guys. let's just hang out and chat for a little bit. You know, and if you're on the YouTube and you can comment along, I know podcasting is a little bit harder, but you can DM us if you'd like. Tell us your favorite and fail of the week if you have one that you want to hang out and chit-chat with us. Go for it.
Yeah,
Liz, why
if
don't
you
you
just feel
start us
like
off?
if you just feel like talking about your bad day, we're here for you.
We're here for you, you know?
Yeah. Or your good day too, but sometimes
just like the remembrance
bad things
said.
are funny.
Yeah, we'll be
Just
there
like
for you.
just like
The
what said?
remembrance. The remembrance.
Oh.
The
I was
friends.
like, what do you say?
Those,
Yeah, I got it.
yeah.
I'll be there for. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah,
I got you.
yeah.
It's just I couldn't hear. Okay, so all right. I talked about this a little bit on another podcast. I don't remember which one it was, but I didn't do a deep dive because it was not the time.
This is the time and the place.
This is the time and the place. So I think it was because it was a mini-sode, and I was like, well,
Yeah.
I can't ramble on and on about this. So if you guys are following me, you know that I took this journey, but here we go. Here's the journey. So for my birthday, a week ago, I'm like, what is time? I don't know. My sister and I took a road trip down to kind of nearby, like where we're from. So we went to Tehachapi to visit my dad, who was gifting my husband and I a pickup truck. So my sister and I flew down there, and then we picked up this old truck to drive it back up I think it was like 500 or 600 miles or something like that, back to where we live. And because our road floods really bad in the winter, so we need to have a second truck to be able to like get through the flood, whatever.
Yeah.
Again, if you follow me, you know about that too.
Yeah.
the winter antics over in the country.
Yeah.
So my fave, we'll just start with that. I'm like, should I start with my fave or my fail? We're just going to say it. We're going to start with my fave. So my fave was obviously getting to take this road trip with my sister. It was so much fun. Like, it was the most fun I think I could have had on this particular trip. Like, given the circumstances. Because it's like, who better understands the idiosyncrasies of, like, your weird hometown / your parents than, like, your siblings? You know? And so I feel like my sister and I were able to just, like, laugh and, like, have a good time, even though it was kind of a crazy situation. For my actual birthday, I wanted to go see Deadpool and Wolverine again. And so I took my dad and my sister to go see that with me. And I was like, sorry, Dad, but you're going to have to endure the next, like, 2 hours of this wonderful film. So that was the second time that I've seen that. So that was another one of my faves for sure. So yeah, just hanging out with family, having a good birthday. I would say that was like my fave. So the fail was that this trip was literally fraught with like, okay, like, how can I describe it? Like, if it was like a comedy horror movie, this would be it. Like, we had never visited my dad at this particular place where he lives. Typically, he'll come up and visit us because he likes to go fishing with my husband and whatever. And so he's a caretaker for like a county park, and it's quite remote. And so we get there, and it literally looks like like Camp Crystal Lake. Like, there's not a better way to describe it. Like, it literally looks like the set of a horror movie up there. It's very remote. It's in the sticks. The cabins are, like, super scary looking. Like, everything was just from a horror movie. So then my dad chimes in, and he's like, oh, yeah, by the way, they're filming a horror movie right down the road. And we're like, yeah, that tracks. Like, that completely tracks.
No surprise.
No surprise. So it's like my dad caretakes this mountain park, but then he, you know, lives in kind of like this little compound, like kind of up the road past it. And, you know, like, that was fine. But okay, so my sister and I were like going to sleep one night, and my sister texts me, and it's like midnight, whatever. She texts me. I'm in one guest room, she's in the other guest room. Did you hear that? And I'm like, what? No, I didn't hear anything, whatever. And again, very remote. Okay. I'm like, no, I didn't hear anything. She's like, oh, I heard like blood curdling screams outside. Yeah. And it's like, where's it coming from? The sound travels crazy in the woods. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then she texts me again. She's like, I heard it again, dude. Like, I heard it again. Will you come in here? I'm like, sure. I'll come in there, whatever, I'll listen. I didn't end up hearing anything. Okay, keep in mind, a lot of people are like, oh, it's probably a mountain lion. Okay, we grew up in the country.
Those do sound really terrifying.
Yeah, but it's like we grew up in the country. It was not a mountain lion, Christina said. She's like, it absolutely was not. It didn't sound like a woman's scream. It sounded like a man's scream.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, so here's the thing. We're going to just attribute it to, I was like, hopefully it's a horror movie, people.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
We literally woke I was like, I've listened to way too much true crime at this point. We woke my dad up and we were like, did you set the alarm? Like, we were like, did you set the alarm? Is everything locked? Like, let's make sure everything's like locked down before we go to bed again. And that was fine. We didn't hear anything more. So, yeah, I would say like the fails of the week were like literally spending half of the week at a horror movie set, quite literally.
Horror house. Horror
house, yeah. And then, I had split this trip purposefully into like 3 driving days because, this truck is old and I was like, I don't want to break down on like the 5 or something like that.
And just for like people that aren't in California, dude, that drive from Southern California to Northern California, like it's just hours of cow farms and dust and like 2 lanes with a ton of trucks. And it is so hot and there's like no reprieve.
No,
at all.
It's like, it's not what you picture if you're not from California and you haven't done it. It's not what you picture when you picture California. Because they're not putting that on the commercials,
Central Cal.
Okay?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, think of like a dream. Think of a nightmare that you're having where you're going and you're not getting anywhere. That's what it feels like for a good like 5-hour chunk of that freeway.
Like middle part. Yeah.
Middle California.
Yeah. And we're like in the middle of a heat wave. Okay, so here's the other part of the fail. So we didn't like break down. Everything was fine. We planned it out well. We ended up having a good time at the Airbnbs we stayed at. All that was great. Total faves for sure. Like we got this great house with a pool. I got to lay by the pool for 3 days and like do nothing but order like Uber Eats. It was awesome.
Awesome.
But so of course the truck overheats when we're driving up the 5, like through around Sacramento. We're in this heat wave. So we have to turn the AC off. And it was probably off for, I would say, like, I think we made it maybe at the longest a stint of 2-ish hours. Also, my sister was driving at this point. I'm in the passenger seat. The passenger side window doesn't roll down. So I can't even get, like, air.
Yeah.
And so I think I ended up getting, like, mild heat stroke. I had, like, a heat rash all over my chest. It's still not healed all the way.
Oh, my gosh.
Like a severe, like it looks like a severe allergic reaction kind of a thing, like on my chest. Yeah, so that was crazy. Obviously, everything ended up being fine. Like, through this journey, we learned what things like coolant are and where the radiator is. So, like, look at that. Look at that. Learning things. We ended up staying on a really cool vineyard. That also kind of slightly gave horror movie vibes at the end, but not like in a bad way, more in like we're staying at this really cool like guest house on a vineyard, but it's on like 10,000 acres. So, then there's a serial killer obviously hiding or something.
Obviously. And the grapes.
Yeah, exactly. But no, that was beautiful. And so the trip ended up being all good, but it was a journey, guys.
Yeah. Journey to Mordor, if you will. You guys were just your everyday Frodo and Samwise. Gamzee.
Yeah, Christina, I really have to like give her a shout out. She was like the Sam of the trip for sure.
Oh, like, she gave you that motivation to keep persevering.
Yeah, exactly. She held it together. We laughed about it. Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, what were your faves and fails of this last week?
That's how memories are made sometimes. It's like the 90s all over again.
Yeah, my sister even, that was another part that was funny about stepping in my dad's house. You even made that comment when I sent you the pictures. It was like stepping back into the 90s. Like, he had this really cool room with all these bookshelves just filled with VHSs and stuff. And so I went and hooked up his VHS player, and we only watched VHS tapes when we were there.
Wow.
So that was cool. And then my sister...
You stepped into a time capsule.
Oh, 100%.
It's like kind of cool, like because you also ended up
cool.
having Wi-Fi too, so it was like
Yeah.
a best of both worlds, minus the horror aspect and the freaking screaming and that, you know.
Yeah, totally. And my sister had preemptively bought us a couple disposable cameras to take like pictures with too. So
That's
yeah, that
cute.
ended up being cool.
Aw,
Yeah. Very
cute.
blast from the past for sure.
Yeah. Cute.
What a
All
time.
right, so my faves and fails are pretty simple. Just an average week over here. My fail is that it's freaking mid-September and I still haven't decorated yet, and I'm gonna cry and just cry about it instead of doing it. It was so hot because obviously we're having that heat wave. This week finally got better, but anytime there's a change, like a huge shift, like a 30 or 40 degree shift in our weather, it went from 110,
crazy.
which is usually we'll have a couple days that are in the hundreds, not weeks. We had weeks of 110.
Ugh.
And then it dropped to 60s this last week. So,
Wow.
which I like, but when there's that change of pressure, migraines. So I had a migraine all weekend. Yesterday I was starting to feel a little bit better, but then I just had no motivation. I was freaking recovering still, so I
Yeah.
was really sleepy.
It's draining.
It is. It's so draining. So hopefully at some point this week I'll freaking bust it out. And so that's my fail. And then my fave is that we got to go see Beetlejuice too on
Yay!
Friday. We got to have a
Cool.
date night. It was so cute. My husband last week came back he was at the jacuzzi and came back. He's like, I want to take you on a date. Let's see when we can do Beetlejuice. And I was like, yeah, you're gonna make me cry. I told him, he's like, oh, stop. And I'm like, no, but like for you to like say those words,
Yeah.
like it's so special. So,
So
you know,
special.
if
It's
people
different
that
than being
know,
like,
know.
let's go.
Like we've been together for like 13 years now. So I don't know how much we've been married. I'm really bad at that. 11? 10? I don't know. So anyways, the words are special. And so I told him like things like that mean a lot. So we had a blast. I thought it was great. I don't want to overhype it. It's just a fun time, you know?
Yeah.
It's a fun time. It probably has its flaws, but I had a great time. It was fun. It wasn't too like, I can't stand when they do reboots or number twos later on where they're just too like saying the same jokes every single time. It wasn't much.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that. It had some homage, but not too much. So
Yeah.
it was a fun time. It was a good
I haven't
Halloween
seen
time.
that yet. I
Yeah.
haven't seen that yet, so we'll have to go watch it. Yeah, and to go back to what you said, let's give our husbands a shout out. Because
Hey,
I feel
husbands,
like
shout out to you.
yeah,
And
shout out to
you.
you. Well, because it's like my husband, so I was decorating for Halloween.
Yeah.
And he totally motivated me to do it. He was like, let's just, because every year we go and get one of those like little Halloween town like house things. And
Yeah.
we get one and then we add it to our collection. I do the whole mantle and like do all that kind of stuff. And we had already bought the one for this year and it had just been sitting on the counter this whole time till I get out all the rest of them.
Yeah.
And you know, we had the Rams game on and it was it was a whole vibe. And he was like, well, why don't we just put out just the one that's been sitting there? And I'm like, okay. And so he takes it out of the box and he sets it on the thing. And I'm like, well, now I have to do them all because I can't just look at the one
Yeah.
that's sitting there by itself, you know?
Yeah.
And so I was like, this is great. Like, we're watching football, we're hanging out. I'll go get the rest of them. I ended up decorating. And then Kanan's like sitting there on the couch and he's like, and I had told him, I was like, I kind of want some lights for like the center part because the little house is light up, you know?
Yeah.
And he just like went on and he ordered me like orange and purple Halloween lights.
Aw.
And so I was like, oh my God, thank you so much for doing that. And he was like, oh, well, you paid for half of them. And I'm like, that's not the point. Like, the point isn't like,
Stop ruining it. Just thank you.
I know. That's the thing, though. It's like, because we share a Prime account. You know, I'm like, that's not the point. The point is that you
effort.
thought of it and you did it.
Mm-hmm.
And that is amazing because it was one thing I got to just get these lights in the mail and then just put them up. I didn't have to think about how they got here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that, especially in our age, it's like when somebody can take something off your plate, it means like the world. Like something as simple as, you should do that, or I should get that. Yeah, you should. Here, I got it for you. It's done.
Yeah,
like you don't have to think about it. It's great.
amazing.
It's one of those like little things that mean a lot. So yeah, shout out
100%.
husbands.
If you're listening. You're listening. Okay. We'll just start off with our spoiler-free, just basic, you know, one star review. 1 star review. Sorry. 1 sentence review with our star rating and spice rating. Okay, so for me, I read Consider Me by Becka Mack. My 1 sentence review would be, it didn't surprise me at all. It was exactly what I thought it would be, and I didn't enjoy it very much. I rated it at 2 stars because the writing wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
And I rated it a 2 spice. Okay, so this is the thing. If it's a 2 spice and it's a 2 star, what's the point? What's the point? Okay. So we'll get into that more moving forward, but 2 spice, 2 star, that's it. Okay, Ashley, what about you?
So I read Icebreaker, which is that viral hockey romance that I feel like probably got everybody into hockey romance at this point. I saw it everywhere for like over a year now, and it's still continuing. Who's it by? By Hannah Grace. So I always struggle with my star rating here because what do I rate it as versus like what is it as a book on its own for people that enjoy that genre, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You know, but so personally, I'll say this. Personally, it's a 3 star for me. Because the writing wasn't bad, and it had a flow.
Okay.
For other people that probably like this genre, probably a 4 star. Okay. So my sentence is that I'm trying to stay spoiler free. You know, there's not really too much to talk about. An ice skater and a hockey player. And there you go. Because the little tiny bit that I can say will spoil that little bit that you get. So that's my sentence.
Oh my God, that's
my
hilarious.
terrible one run-on sentence for you guys. You're welcome. Oh, and then Spice. I had to consult with Liz with this because she's my Spice girl. Literally, look at her sweater. Spice girl. It's so cute. That's like what you're going to be now, by the way. So you're my Spice girl.
I'll take it.
Yeah. We decided that it sounds like 3 spicy peppers for this one.
Due to frequency only.
Yeah. Nothing scandalous, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Frequency
there was nothing scandalous in mine either. No.
It is very frequent, and it does describe in detail. So very open door. So, you know.
Mine was open door, but the scenes weren't even that frequent. So that's why I rated it 2.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so now we're going to get into the spoiler section. Get ready.
You're just looking at me like, how long is she going to go? I'm trying to make ice skating sounds.
I know, I was so excited
right.
about it. I was like, let's see how this pans out.
For those who don't know, that means spoilers up ahead.
I was like, that was genuine, like, awe at the situation. Like, I was just, like, watching Ashley, like, how long is this gonna go? How twisty and turny are the ice skating sounds gonna be, you know?
Yeah.
So, oh my God, that's
there you
hilarious.
go, guys. You're welcome for that. Happy Tuesday. Wake up.
So, I'm awake. I'm awake now. So for any of you guys watching our minisodes, you know that we have started doing a entire plot in 5 sentences or less. I think we're going to start incorporating this into some of our long form episodes too, because it's just too good. So we're into the spoiler section now. Buckle up. We're going to go in with our 5 sentences or less. Basically the whole plot of these books in 5 sentences or less. Can we do it? I think today we can.
I texted Liz. I was like, it's going to be the or less option for me. No, I filled it. I think I did 5 sentences. I better count. You go ahead.
It's like when you're in school and you're like, I need this many like
3
words. How can I fill
4,
it?
5. I have 5. We're good.
Okay. We both have 5. We're ready to go. Okay.
All right.
So here I go. Consider me. Okay. Carter is a super famous and successful professional hockey player based out of Vancouver, and Olivia is a PE teacher who meets him at a bar because they have mutual friends.
Great. 1, sorry. We're not doing the triangle, by the way, because Liz does not have one, so that wouldn't be fair.
It would just be Ashley just over there on the triangle. Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind, but we'll keep that to the minisodes for now, guys.
Yeah. So he wants to pursue her, but she understands his reputation as basically a womanizer who goes through a different girl daily. So she plays hard to get, but ultimately they end up dating due to his persistence and her inability to not swoon over his looks.
2. Ding.
The most sad sounding ding of all time.
Maybe it doesn't deserve the triangle. That's the crux of it.
Indeed.
What's a
sad noise we can hear?
Wah, wah. One of those like a sad horn. I don't know.
It's just us deflating a balloon. Okay. He ends up being an Aaron Samuels who actually is super kind and only cares about his family, his friends, and his team. And once she sees past his public bad boy facade, they fall in love. But she is still rather insecure because she doesn't have much money and doesn't think she fits into his life.
3. Does that work?
It does. Great.
Okay.
Great. Okay, so things are about to get crazy. He takes naked pictures of her during sexy time, so she knows about it. But his phone is stolen by a crazy lady who blackmails him, and because miscommunication haunts us all and third act breakups seem to be common, he chooses to not tell Olivia, but instead freaks out and distances himself, causing her to think that he cheated on her.
4. I don't know what that one was. My lip got stuck or something. I don't know.
I literally died. That's so funny. Okay. All right, here we go. After a bunch of unnecessary drama, he finally explains himself. She forgives him. The cops retrieve his phone, and they get married. The end.
5. Now you have to do it for me.
I don't even know how to make that noise.
I
don't know how to make that noise.
All right, do something. All right.
I'm not the noise person. You're putting me on the spot.
I can't do my own noise. I can't keep track of my own treasure box or trash. Okay. So again, Icebreaker, Hannah Grace, 5 sentences or less. Let's go.
Great.
I did these, by the way, as I was going, so this is new to me too. The age-old college conundrum of a competitive figure skater and hockey captain having to share a hockey rink as their second one was vandalized. And I put in parentheses, one rink, if you will. Okay?
Oh, like a one-horse trope. It's a one-rink trope. Okay.
Yeah, but spoiler, they don't do it on the rink, so it doesn't really work that way. So, bummer. All right. So, that's star loss for them. Okay, that's one.
So one and want.
Okay, that was good enough.
I'm not the noisemaker over here.
Listen, you got big shoes to fill, right? Okay. Let's go. After weeks of friction, they hate on her part, parentheses, multiple times with weeks in between. Okay? There you go.
Was that 2?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's all I had to say about that. Okay. She eventually caves, and the frenemies become lovers. Meanwhile, her skate partner is secretly and toxically in love with her and has been sabotaging her for years.
3. Yes. Good job.
That's your set? Okay.
I do have a question. Am I allowed to interject with a question?
I don't know. We make up the rules as we go.
Okay. Is her ice skating partner a guy?
Yes.
Okay. Not that it should matter, but I'm just curious.
Typical Olympic trying to get to Olympic.
I guess that's true. I'm picturing
partner.
I'm picturing two
single
women.
single. I know too much about ice skating now. I'll tell you that. Okay.
Okay. Anyways, all right.
Okay.
Go.
We finally make it to the end of the book. Because that goes on for a long time. We finally make it to the end of the book where Anastasia, that's her name, has her final performance with her toxic partner where he forcefully kisses her at the end of the performance, which results in a huge fight, and Stassi, which is her nickname, decides to go solo. Okay?
4.
Okay. Suddenly, fast forward to alleged gold solo medal winner at first attempt in the solo division in the Olympics, and surprise pregnancy 2 years later, gag, the end.
Wait,
Listen,
okay, 5.
That's it.
5.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank you. I like that.
Okay, so I do have a question, though. So what happened to the guy? I feel like...
He transferred to a different college, and that was it.
And that was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So it leaves it, does it leave it open to a sequel? Or
No.
is it just kind of it's over?
She gets pregnant, and they get married. The end.
Okay.
They have a baby.
Great.
They
Okay.
have a they get a
They have a
dog.
baby.
It's
get
a
dog.
happily ever after. La,
Yeah,
la,
yeah,
la,
yeah,
la.
yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
guys, listen. We're getting buckle up. We're gonna be roasting now. So let's do it.
Here we go.
It sounds like, other than the figure skater partner aspect, we read very similar books. It sounds like.
Yeah.
When you were going off your 5 sentences, I was like, oh, it could be the same book.
Yeah.
You have a PE teacher instead of a figure skater.
Yeah. Yeah, but
You have a guy that's like a womanizer, which is this guy too, was, sleeping around a lot.
Yeah. I mean, she's a PE teacher, but she was also like, she was into hockey or like played, I don't know what that was, like back in the day. Back in her day, she also played hockey, so she knows how to skate too. Whatever.
Yeah.
They also, I don't think they did it on the ice at any
Or
point
in the rink or anywhere adjacent.
No,
yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
strangely
a missed
enough,
opportunity.
I know. Strangely enough, the only book that I've ever read where that does occur is a horror book. So.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, maybe not on the ice, it's pretty cold, but like in the realm,
In the realm of
in the ice
ice
rink somewhere. I don't know.
in the ice realm.
Ice realm.
In the ice realm.
You know?
Okay, so Ashley, here we
Liz.
go. You have to come up with one thing you liked about this book. What was something you liked about it?
Well, there has to be something in there. Okay. Okay, I like that she... No. Listen. She was a flawed character, in my opinion.
Okay.
It was so stereotypical. That's what I had a hard time with. But I liked that she, at first, for the first 3/4 of the book, was all about being serious with her goals in life and not like having a boyfriend. She had hookups. She had like side guys, like, she was with this basketball player or something for most of it, and they had no strings attached, and she was very supportive of him finding a girlfriend and like doing that.
Yeah,
so she's very good female empowerment for a little while until, I don't know, she doesn't.
Until things went downhill.
And she still allegedly got a gold medal, but it's one of those things. It's like, she obviously has to decide. She's been I don't know a lot about figure skating, but I know enough to know that in any Olympic sport, I would think if you're trained in one aspect, so this was like the most unbelievable part to me, was the ending. She's trained her entire life to be a partner figure skater, right? And she's trained with this
she just
specific
goes solo.
guy. She has to go solo, which I understand. And they even mentioned like she only had 2 years till the Olympic match, and so she doesn't move forward with that partner, which I understand. I would think it'd be easier to get a new partner though, and correct that in 2 years, than deciding to go solo, and she magically gets the gold. But I don't know. Maybe somebody's yelling at me, listening to this. I don't know enough. Also, he's I'm just going to rant for a second. The boyfriend, the good guy boyfriend, also is, I just found a major thing that I have a problem with. Because he helps her while she's fighting with her partner, because he says that the boyfriend broke his arm, and now he can't skate for like 3 months or whatever it is. And so the boyfriend steps in since he's a hockey player, and he helps her with her partner figure skating so that she doesn't lose all that time. But
seems like the finesse might not be the same level.
Like, yeah, and if it was easy to get a hockey player to be your partner, it seems like it'd be easier if you're like on a time crunch. Anyways. That's some beef that I have that I just decided I had right now. Like, wait,
are you a professional figure skater who's just lost your partner? Just go find a hot hockey player.
Yeah, it seems like she could have just, you wouldn't have even had to do that. I feel like it was very risky to go for the solo, but she did it, and then she got pregnant on accident, surprise pregnancy, and then he proposed to her. Another thing is he's like obsessed with her, in like a normal kind of way. And not like a dangerous way, which is a little boring, if you ask me.
Yeah,
in books.
I agree.
So he's like obsessed with her the whole time. Like he never hates her. She pretends to hate him. And then it's like 2.5 years had went by and he never proposed to her. So that didn't really make sense to me. So they had the surprise pregnancy, and then he proposed to her. I'm like, well, I thought you were obsessed with her.
2.5 years later?
2.5 years later. Like,
That's
literally, they're moving in together. So, in the book. So, it was weird. Guys, listen. It was too realistic, other than the ice skating aspect. It was just like reading about... Let me sub up, and then you can talk. It was like having to hear the inner monologue of college jocks for 400 something pages, and their parties and their problems and their rich kid problems, and it was not fun for me. I did it though, so
I did it though. Did it for science.
So imagine a Hallmark movie. But also
where you have to know everything that's going on in their brains.
Like, and you have to hear their inner monologue, like, constantly. Yeah. So, all right, that's my soapbox.
So, okay, so something that I liked about the book
did I even ever say anything that I liked about it? Oh, my God.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that you said, I thought you were talking about what you liked about it, which was
and then I went off into
character.
Until I went off on quite a tangent. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's okay.
What did you like about your book?
I actually liked the female main character, Olivia. I thought she was a really, like, realistically written character. Like, she is a PE teacher. She's a regular person, you know, and the author didn't, like, glamorize her life. Like, she drove a, you know, crappy car. She talks about how she doesn't get paid that well, but she loves her job.
Yeah.
You know, it's like she lives in an apartment where the heater's broken. Like, I don't feel like they doubled down to make her, like, you know, seem really sad and desperate, but they also didn't, like, make her seem, like, glamorous either. She was just, like, a normal gal. Yeah. And I thought that what I liked about it was, you know, that she did feel insecure about him helping her. She did feel insecure about him, you know, lending his car, one of his, you know, it's like one of his cars. He's got a billion cars and she borrows one and she feels weird about it. Yeah. And, you know, he pays to fix her heater and she doesn't need to pay him back. It's like literally this guy is a professional, like, NHL player, like the captain of his team, like the highest paid player, I think, like, in history in this book. Yeah. And so obviously, like, fixing her heater is like, who cares to him? Yeah. You know what I mean? But to her, she's like, I know I want to do it myself. Like, don't worry about that. And I feel like that's a very realistic, like, take.
Yeah.
And so I did like that because I wasn't like, I don't think I would have liked her at all if, like, she was just like, oh, that's fine. Oh, that's fine. That would have made it seem very like she wasn't an independent person. She was just going around trying to look for someone like him to take care of her, which wouldn't have made sense with her character. So I liked that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, so that was something that I liked. So what did you absolutely hate the most? Like, if you had to pick one thing that you hated the most about your book, like, what would it be?
Having to hear their inner monologue the whole time and their college problems and, like, jocks.
So hold on, I have a question. So she was a Olympic level ice skater and he's just playing college hockey?
They both are. They're both in college. So they're going through nationals or something. And eventually she wants to be, like, she's on the path for Olympic because they could be in college. They could do both for that, I guess. He's not trying to do Olympic hockey. He's just in college and then eventually will get picked up in NHL, you know? That, like, university. And, yeah.
Okay.
What was your question?
It was just like, I was trying to figure out, like, are they the same age?
Oh, yeah. So they're in the same, they're the same age, same college. And that's why, so one of their ice rinks get vandalized. The hockey team gets blamed. It's like a miscommunication, lie, so everybody suffers. And so everybody has to share the rink. So that's why it's like their fourth year and they hadn't really had to meet before. Yeah. So, well, but they know each other's reputation, you know. He doesn't really know her, but she knows his reputation because she's in around sports, like, stuff. I don't know.
So maybe that's it. Like, because, I mean, you know, we got asked why, like, hockey romance is a thing. And I was like, well, maybe it's because these guys, you know, they're gruff and tough and possessive and maybe have, like, a dark side. Okay, well, that was not the case with my book or your book, it sounds like.
Yeah.
They were like, but maybe what it is that on a surface level, they appear to be, you know, like, yeah, very womanizer, very like flavor of the day, not even the week, you know, just like literally flavor of the day. But then once they meet their lady,
Yeah.
they change and become like this golden retriever teddy bear of a man.
Yeah. That's what I got from the book too.
Yeah, so maybe that's what it is.
Never like tough. I never got tough vibes. They were all described as golden retriever energy.
Yeah.
From the whole team, not just the main guy.
Yeah.
And they were
like
so happy for him and like trying to push them together and
yeah.
But flavor of the week for sure.
It's like that whole like you know, oh, he's so, it's like, that's why I called it, that's who it is in Mean Girls, right? Aaron Samuels.
Yeah.
It's like he's got that energy where it's like literally all he cares about is his family and his friends and his team. You know what I mean? And it's true. It's like, that's a great guy for real. Like, he's a good guy. He's sweet. He just has this like outward persona of just like not caring really about women. But at the heart of it, like all he wants is just to be a husband. You know what I mean? And to like treat his wife like a queen, basically. Yeah. That's what I got from it. Yeah, so maybe that's the underlying reason why, one of the reasons why people like hockey romance, because it's like you think that they're tough, but inside they're just a ball of goo. I don't know.
Maybe it's the kind of taming the player aspect.
Yeah, maybe.
Like being the special one that makes him settle down and stops being with all the girls. Because I went into it for sure thinking that it's a tough guy, rough and tumble. That's not what I read at all. So maybe that was like on me to think it was going to be about that. And it's definitely, taming the player. He falls first. Major. And then I guess once you're under their wing, then you're like protected at all costs. Because like his team was like protecting her at all costs. And she lived with them for a couple months while she was fighting with her partner on my side. So... Yeah,
it's very much like this also, the being part of this, like, found family, like, including the team. Like, that was also a theme for sure on mine.
Yeah, there's so many similarities between the two books.
Yeah. So those have to be, like, popular tropes. Yeah, exactly. Like, soft only for her, like, very golden retriever energy, like, found family. Yeah, like, maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
Which, you know... We can't fault people for liking those things. Good for you for liking them. You know, for me, it's the same where it's almost too realistic. I don't want to read about real life stuff, really.
That's what it comes down to. Like, at least at this point in my life right now, I'm not looking for those warm and fuzzy, everyday people, you know, kind of things. I need some drama and some
powers.
Yeah, fantastical elements involved.
Yeah.
But
it's like, okay. So I already asked you the thing that you hated the most. You said it was their inner dialogue. Okay, so the thing that I hated the most, guys, he would call his thing all different kinds of words. And the one that I made a note of here, because it literally will now continue to live rent-free in my mind until the end of time, thanks a lot, he would literally call it his sword of thunder.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding.
God.
Oh, I just thought of another one. He called it his stormtrooper at one point.
Oh my gosh. Come here, break. Come on.
I was like, could this be any more, like, cringy? Could it? Yeah, so that was my least favorite part because I literally hated it so much. Oh my God. Anytime he would call her a nickname, anytime he would call his thing a nickname, I was like, I can't deal with this. It's like gross. It's gross. It's grossing me out. And I listened to the audiobook version and his voice was great. Like he had a good voice. But like his voice didn't ick me out, I guess is what I'm saying. And hers didn't either.
You said that?
Oh, and then I'm like, ew, I have to hear that in my ears. Like I would literally be like on a run listening, you know, and like I'm running and my face must have just looked like horrified. Like, oh no. So bad. It's so bad. So yeah, that to me wasn't funny. It's almost like, you know, his character is supposed to be, like, at the heart of him, you know, not easygoing, that's the wrong word. Like, just a loving, silly, guy. And I felt like lots of the time he just came off as kind of like a little dumb.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's okay to be like, I don't know, just like playful and flirty and cute or whatever. Not that that's my style, but like I could see why someone would like that. But I would almost be like, but like you're acting like you're 12.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have like little brother energy, like in a not good way kind of a thing. Like you're hyper and you call
golden retriever.
Yeah, just too much. It's too much. Like we really doubled down on like how much food he eats all the time, and I was like, I don't care how many Oreos you can eat. Like I don't know. Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, after all this is said and done, do you feel like you understand why hockey romance is a micro-trope? Like why people are so into it?
I mean, yes. Because whilst it isn't for me, we are not the ones. We are not the target audience. I understand why people like it, because some people they want to hear about other people's love stories and like a little bit of drama. And as far as my book goes, the spice was good. Like when it was spicy, like it was done well. It wasn't cheesy. It was, like descriptive in a way. It completely open door. Like if you're looking for that, there it is for you. There's nothing like triggering or anything like that in it. So if you're wanting I said kind of Hallmarky, but more open doors, and again to hear the inner monologue, I see why people would like it that are into it, because some people want the golden retriever energy in their books. Like we said, like we're not talking about real life here. We're talking about books. Some people want to do that, to read about that. So I get it.
Yeah, and I think that like just as you're describing it to me, like that makes sense too. Like not everyone wants to read a super spicy book that has things that are triggering, that has dark themes, that has like, maybe unconventional,
this is very realistic spice kind of situation. Not like not too mild, but like pushing the envelope a little bit, but not really, you know what I mean?
But
like different places, different styles, like get some ideas for yourself, like things like that for the everyday consumer.
Like good for the everyday consumer, I guess that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's not
so
like
I can kind of see why it took off as far as this book goes, because it's like, whoa, like the first time probably a lot of people read spice, something
like that.
And it's a very in my book, what I did like about it was very much about consent, and a good way of navigating it, especially because they had that frenemies to lover situation going. So that was touched on and talked about, and it was very realistic, so they're talking about protection and everything like that. So for me, I'm just like, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to think about it. I want to just read about fantasy and high fays and vampires and drinking potions instead.
No, totally. I get that, because it's like, do I really want to do I want to experience that awkward conversation two people have to have about if they have a condom? Like, yes. Is that my fantasy to read about that? Absolutely not. Like, literally never. Would that ever be something that I would be like, ooh, no, Yeah. So, I get what you mean. It's just too realistic, but not at the same time.
But it can be good. It can be good, especially for, what is it? Or what is it called? New adults in the book genre. That maybe are trying to understand some things more that they weren't taught, growing up, and they want...
Like, it represented it in a positive way.
Yes. A positive representation, and there's very female empowerment, and things like that. So I will give this book that credit, for sure.
Good. So, I felt the same way about the book that I read. I didn't feel like there was anything in there, like, as far as the spicy scenes that could be considered triggering for most people. Consent was definitely at the forefront for sure.
Yeah.
Everyone was very respectful of each other. Like, I felt like, that was all great. I understand why it's a micro-trope? Yeah, I would say that I do understand why people would be into it for sure. However, it's just not for me. So I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and really, sports players in general, like, that's nothing new. You know what I mean? It's like, obviously, people have always, like, crushed on sports players throughout the freaking centuries. Is it my thing? No. But that doesn't mean that other people aren't into it.
I still struggle with now, like, why hockey specifically, though? Because you could still have those vibes. The golden retriever. Maybe it's a Canadian thing, you know?
Yeah,
the
like someone
the Canadians are nice. We just were there. We were in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Great time.
Yeah.
Everybody's so nice. But like,
Yeah.
you got the football players, basketball, and baseball are the other top ones, and soccer. Like, why is it hockey that is
has just taken
making
off.
the girls go nuts, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so maybe that's the one thing that I just still, to bring it back to that, I still don't understand that either. Like, why out of all the sports has hockey, romance blown up, and the other sports have not? That's interesting.
Yeah. Because I'm trying to go through all the things. I'm like, okay, well, maybe because they stay as a team through most of the time. No, baseball, too, will stay together. And basketball sometimes, too. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, there weren't, like, I thought it was the rough and tough. No, it's not that. All sports guys are players. You know, that's, I mean, at least that's the, whatever
like
it's called.
the stereotype.
Yeah, the stereotype. So, I don't know. No, you guys tell us. If it does it for you,
can chime in.
What is it that does it for you specifically?
Specifically about hockey, though.
Because to me, it's not their uniforms with their giant shoulder pads that like flow when they're skating.
Although I will say, someone did reach out to me. I'm glad that you said that because this reminded me of it. She said that it's because hockey players are just way more tough. So what she meant by that is this. Hockey players will often, and this is only information I'm getting from this one person, it has not been verified. I know nothing about hockey. All of my Canadian knowledge comes from either my visits to Canada, which did not include hockey, or that show Letterkenny. Like, that's literally it, okay? But she said it's because lots of times NHL players will get injuries, and they'll still play. Yeah. So they're constantly getting like beat up. They're constantly just, you know, enduring these injuries, and then they continue playing. Whereas, as we all know, like NFL players, they get injured and they're like whisking them away immediately. And they're not, you know, so I mean, they play through the pain sometimes, but it seems like they're a little bit more like babying of them.
Yeah, they get like extra penalties and yardage. Like, it's in their advantage to not continue, or hockey, it's they're at advantage to continue.
To just continue on. Yeah. She said something about how one of her favorite hockey players like literally finished a game with like a broken ankle or something crazy.
So they have almost stronger endurance and some kind of something psychological to continue on that. Maybe freaking broken ankle. Yeah, okay. All right. That's what we got, so I'm going with it.
So if there's more, let us know. So, okay, Ashley, are you into hockey players now?
No.
Yeah, that's a hard no for me, too.
Yeah.
If anything, I feel like this worked to their disadvantage.
Yeah, actually.
I mean, I know. Okay.
I like them. No, I will. I mean, like, as a smash or pass, like, yeah, definitely a disadvantage. But as a person, like, oh, okay, maybe you're actually a golden retriever, so maybe you're a nice person. Good for you.
Yeah, like if you were, like, let's say I was in college and I was friends with a girl who was dating a hockey player, and so we ended up, you know, at the bars partying with everyone in their hockey team. That would be, like, a fun time just to, like, hang out with that kind of vibes, like, that kind of, like, team vibes. But, like, for me being like, ooh, hockey player so hot, absolutely not.
Yeah, and now that I think about it, there was a guy that I used to work with that was not like a professional hockey player, but I don't know what he did, but hockey was a big thing for him. So he played on some degree. I don't know how far he went or anything. I don't know.
Okay.
But he talked about hockey a lot, and he was super nice, super chill guy, super cool. And he was like a little flirty, but not really, because, I mean, you know, so yeah. There's a nice
maybe
guy.
That's it. They're just,
there you go.
It's a good personality.
Golden retriever. Like, I could definitely see. He wasn't high energy, but like a really chill golden retriever. That was his energy. So, you know,
it's not for me.
Yeah, it wasn't for me. It wasn't for me then. It wouldn't be for me now. And there you go. Good for you guys. Cool.
Good for you guys. Yeah, keep doing that. So, will you read another hockey romance?
Please no.
Please no.
I think
please
it's
God,
because especially, I mean, it's just not for me, but like, especially because you gave your 5-sentence review and I'm giving mine. And I felt like when you were describing it, those were the little parts that I missed. And I'm like, oh, this is the same book. So we're good. I actually think mine might have been written a little bit better with some like, you know, heavy themes in there. Like I texted you, there was some trigger warning, like toxic diet culture going on that I did not know which way it was going to go. It was actually the partner, the toxic partner, that was like really micromanaging her food. But I think it's something that people should know going into reading that book is her weight comes up a lot and what she's eating. The good thing, probably is the thing I like about the book, now that I've really thought about it, is that the guy, whatever his name is, the boyfriend, was like, you're not eating enough. Like, this is bad. This is not good. Like, realizing what's going on with her and that she's not eating enough. But it can be a triggering subject for people, obviously.
Yeah, totally. 100%.
So he was very like, this isn't good. You're not, motivating and trying to get her like in her healthy space and telling her she needs to be lifting weights. She needs to be working out. This guy is being an a-hole. I saw him lift 250 pounds at the gym, but he's complaining that he can't lift your 115 pound butt. Like, that doesn't make any sense. He's being an a-hole. So that was brought about in a very triggering way at first, because it comes up so like normalized, but then it ends up being a reason for it.
My answer to that question, am I going to read any more hockey romances, might surprise you, because I think I am.
Oh, why?
And here's why. Why? I like how your eyes are just like, why? Because I'm pretty certain, and I want to shout her out, I'm pretty certain it was Jasper over at Coffee and Cracked Spines who suggested, because she knows us, she knows like what we're into, what we're not into, suggested that I try reading Brutal Obsession. It's a dark hockey romance. Oh. And she said that I might like it. And I was like, oh, okay. And I'm pretty sure that's who suggested it to me. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty positive that's who it was. And so I think that I'm going to give it one more try, specifically with something dark. Something that contains a good, the good long trigger warnings list we all love in the beginning. That gives us something to look forward to. There you go. So I'm going to try it out. Brutal Obsession. We'll see. I don't know when I'm going to get to it, but I'm going to give it one more go before I completely take hockey romance and just put it in the, in the trash can. But we'll see. And then I'll report back once I do read it and let you guys know what I think. So one more thing that I feel like we need to talk about, because these were specifically romances, obviously, is how would you rate it as a romance, and how was the spice specifically? And you've already mentioned this a little bit. You said the spice was written pretty well. So if you were only rating it against other like romance books, how would you rate it? Like star-wise?
Yeah, like I think I mentioned at the beginning too, like for me, it's like more of a 3-star, but it was, that's just me being super ultra critical, because as it stands, what you're seeing it was what you get, It's a more of a 4 or 5-star in that genre, because it is well written, because it has a little bit of drama. It kind of drags on a little bit, some of it, and some of the stuff, like I said, is like a little not realistic, like him helping her, being a figure skater, and some things like that. But so probably bring it more down to a 4-star, and the way it wraps up so quickly, with the surprise pregnancy and kind of changing her dreams so much. So, there you go.
There you go. Okay. All
right.
I
think as a genre, probably 4 stars. I don't know if it would really stick with somebody, Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like for me, like, the spice was written fine. I felt like this book was just very fine. It was kind of just like, the spice was written fine. His weird references, Sword of Thunder references, took it down for me, for sure. It takes you out. But, I mean, it was fine. It was just kind of like, okay, it was fine. Yeah. Were the scenes frequent? In my opinion, not frequent enough, but then at the same time, too frequent. You know what I mean? Like, there wasn't enough spice, but then once you started hearing the spice, you were kind of like, I don't know. So for me, having read a lot of romances, I tend to read more on the dark side, though. But for me, as a romance, I might bump it up to a 3-star, maybe. But that's the highest I would give it, personally. Because I felt like the spice was pretty cringy at times. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it pulled me out. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so we want to wrap this up. The actual book portion section was sharing some reviews
Oh, yeah.
from Goodreads. Okay.
I want to say one more thing, too.
Oh, my God.
So when I first was reading this, I was like, you know what? Actually, maybe I will like it. Because you know what movie I was obsessed with growing up? Me and my sisters would watch it so much. The Cutting Edge. So I was
don't
like,
think I've ever
maybe
seen that.
You never saw it? Okay, I loved that.
Who's in it?
Toe pick. I'll Google it. So it was like a 90s movie, and it was a figure skater that had to get a new partner. For some reason, it had to be this hockey player, and he was anybody that's heard this is like, oh my gosh, it's that. It's almost, my book is almost like fanfic for that movie. The only problem with it and why I didn't like it is because it's as if I had to hear the inner monologues of these people the whole time.
Too much.
And also those people were like older and very serious, like Olympic people. Like the guy was an Olympic hockey player. Mm-hmm. And I didn't have to hear their inner monologue, but they were enemies to lovers, you know? Yeah. So it's totally like, if you loved that movie and you want to know more and you don't mind hearing the inner monologue and that they're college age and you want a little bit of drama, give this book a try. Because I loved The Cutting Edge, and now I need to watch it again.
Okay, I'm looking it up right now because I've never seen it and I've never heard of it. So now I feel like I need to watch it.
It's a freaking John Cusack? No, that's not him. It's a John Cusack lookalike. No. So that's the thing. It's a John Cusack lookalike, which back in my day, I was all about John Cusack.
Oh my God, me too. Say anything.
So if you look at him, he looks like John Cusack. Is it D.B. Sweeney? I've never even heard of him otherwise. It's the poor man's John Cusack.
I know. It says 1992 sports romance. Mm-hmm. So there you go. I'll have to watch it.
So if you liked these books, then watch The Cutting Edge. Yeah.
Take it way back. We'll throw it back.
Yeah. It is. It was one of those, like, it's probably so cringy now, but growing up, we're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
I'll have to watch it and see. Maybe then I'll understand. I'll be like, oh, okay.
Toe pick. Yep. Because he always forgets that he has a toe pick. Okay.
All right.
So why don't you go ahead and take the floor with these reviews here for your book?
Okay. So in all fairness, we decided to, represent the 1-star and the 5-star so that you guys could see both sides. Okay. So I'm going to start with the 1-stars of mine. So I pulled them from Goodreads. So this is one of my favorite ones. This is by
what is your overall star rating on Goodreads out of how many?
Let's see. There's 100.
About
137,000 reviews. Okay, so that's a lot. It's a 3.94.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So almost a 4-star average.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start with the 1-star. So Maya says, "I'm tired."
Yeah.
Which is how I felt. I was like, oh yeah, I feel that 100%. Okay. Leela says, I feel sad for the trees that were cut down to make the paper for the stupid effing book.
Oh, man, brutal.
Okay, I've got one more 1-star. This, she doesn't have a name. I wish someone could punch me hard enough to make me forget about this book's whole existence.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's great.
I know. Okay, so in all fairness, we'll end with the 5-star reviews, okay? Madison says, what a brilliant book to start the year off with. This book has the banter, the spice, and the chemistry. I've loved every second of it. This book had me smiling in my seat, which I could totally see that,
Yeah.
First 5 stars of the year. I'm so happy it was this book. Good for you. I'm glad.
Good for you.
And that sounds really sarcastic, but I am. I'm happy for you that you loved this book. I'm glad that there's an audience for so many different things, Okay, so Kate rated it 5 stars. 5 stars.
5 stars around.
Rated it 5 stars. Okay. Some of y'all don't like to have fun and need a gallon of water after you finish reading a book that makes you need to run laps around your house. That's all it says. I'm like, okay. Apparently you really liked it. That's great.
Okay. Yeah.
You're right. It did not make me want to run laps around my house. If anything, it put me to sleep. But I'm glad for you. Yeah. Okay. This last one I thought was the best one that I could find. Maria, 5 stars. If you want a book that'll have you giggling with your feet swinging in the air, this is for you. It's a hockey romance story, and I'm telling you, if you've read, I don't know, some other guy that I haven't heard of. Carter is giving all of them a run for their money. There will be banter, there will be sweet moments, terribly sad moments, heartfelt moments, and my favorite will be the moments where Carter removes himself as the captain of the hockey team, multimillionaire, gotta include that, and becomes his goofy, childlike self. Which I didn't like, but that's good for you if you like that. This book has me swooning, and I'm already having withdrawals from the romance that came from Olivia and Carter. Pick up this book. I promise there will be no regrets. So there's something for everybody.
Yeah.
That's the moral of the
Good for
story.
them.
Good for them.
Yeah.
She likes a guy who gives goofy, childlike vibes. To me, that's a nightmare, but to some, it's like my trash would be someone else's treasure.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There you go.
It's like, what do I want? Goofy childlike. I want a serious old man. That's what I want. I want the complete opposite.
Put that on a t-shirt and smoke it. I want a serious old man. Don't put that on a t-shirt, guys, because you're gonna get some creeps. Don't do it.
Yeah. But you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Yeah, for sure. No, I do. That's good.
All
I
right.
want I don't mind silly, but childlike vibes. I'm like, ooh, I just think of like a really hyperactive like kid that's just like throwing airplanes at my head. I don't know.
I don't want to take care of you. Like I'm not here to be someone's mom. Okay. So.
Yeah.
All right, what are your 1 star? Start with your 1 star.
All right, so Icebreaker on Goodreads, 3.83 stars out of a rating of almost 1 million.
Whoa!
So 916,000 and some change. That's nuts. That's a viral book if I ever did see one.
Yeah.
Like second to friggin' fourth wing, or if not first to that. I wonder which one has more. Okay, 1 star by Sophie. This book would have been better if the characters all died.
Oh, yeah.
That's rough. I don't want them to die. I just don't want to hear about their life. That's the difference.
I don't want them to die. I just don't want them to live anymore, so I don't have to hear about it.
No, it's like, okay, here's the thing. Like, obviously, like, people like this exists, and I have no problem with that. I don't want to hear their inner monologue. Like, at the end of the day, there's a reason why I wasn't like a sports person other than no talent. Like, I'm not into it, okay?
Yeah.
It's not my place. It's not my time. 1 star, I don't want to talk about it.
Aww. Yeah.
1 star. Y'all lied to me. What the hell was this book? Book Talk has terrible taste.
Everyone has been like saying, everyone says that. I feel like about everything. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, that's true. But I gotta say, out of like all the times we do this, because we definitely go through reviews every time we do our book club, this is a lot of 1 star reviews. 37,000.
I mean, there's a lot
almost
of reviews
1 million
in general,
people.
Though. Yeah, exactly.
Larissa said 5 stars. This was everything I wanted and more. Stassi will go down. Stassi Nate. They like put the 2 names together.
Yeah.
Will go down as some of my favorite people of all time. And y'all, I love Lola, Robbie, JJ, Russ, the Pucks Bunny text group. Oh my gosh, the texting. That was like a major annoyance, as I had to read people's text messages all the time, and I barely read my own group text messages, so give me a break.
There was a little bit of that in my book, but not like a ton. Yeah.
There was like almost every other chapter, so that was great. Great stuff. She liked it. Not only amazing characters, but also positive conversations about therapy. Yes. Diversity and representation within the friend group. I don't remember. Sex positive, banter, comedy. Yes. Iconic friendships, immaculate romance, and the spice. Goodbye. So yeah, I agree with most of her points, if that's what you're looking for.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Let's see what other things I can say that are good from these people. Okay. From Dab. You know, these romance novels that make you feel calm and happy and give you the reassurance that everything is going to be okay because the MCs are doing all the right things. No, me neither. I didn't until I read this book. I don't want to be a snob and pretend I'm above regular romance novels because because we all know that would be one big pile of BS. I'm just amazed at how healthy a fictional relationship can be. Reading romance taught me that drama, miscommunication, third act breakups are necessary to make a book exciting, and then comes Hannah Grace and says, "Hold my beer." Yeah, there's okay. I mean, I guess once they're finally together, they don't break up, but like there's a long push and pull. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of like, I hate you so much, and he's just like, I'm obsessed with you.
But that's different than like the third act breakup, like the one that I had, where literally it was just like, here we go. I knew this was gonna happen. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
well, I mean, I think the point of those is just to show that it's like literally the same tropes that like we can dislike so much can be the things that can bring certain people so much joy. It's like she said, like sometimes people just want to read a happily ever after.
Yes.
And it makes them feel good.
Yeah.
And like I totally understand that because the world
Yes.
is hard and sometimes that's nice. Like
I guess if I want to read that, I want to read that in our monster books, like The Tangling with Trolls and all that.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
I want to read it on a very fictional level, healthy
Yeah.
relationships.
100%.
So that's a me problem.
Well, that's not a problem. It's like, yeah, I'll read about a healthy relationship too, but it's got to be with a vampire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's got to be something that makes it a little bit more intriguing than just like the good old Joe from down the street at the bar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, totally.
Yeah. So, okay. Should we we're posing the questions to the people and we'll talk about it. Should we do this again with different micro-tropes? So I just made a note here, for example, cowboy romance, alien romance, perhaps. That's very monster adjacent. So maybe we should do that one next. I think that might be good. What do you guys think? Like, is there a specific kind of like niche micro-trope that is something that you guys like that you think that we should test out? Let us know, because then, I mean, I would be interested. I've never read a cowboy romance before. We read just that one. So maybe we could read something that's a little bit more popular.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, I blacked that one out.
I know.
This
I
book, I'll
did
give
too.
it that. This one was nowhere near as bad as freaking Courted by a Cowboy.
Yeah. So by cowboy romance, I mean, we would read like two of the most popular cowboy romances that are out, kind of thing. Or like Alien, same thing, or like whatever.
And I loved another movie that I loved growing up, 8 Seconds. Loved that movie. Did you ever see that one?
Nope.
Oh, see? We need to have some time.
What is that? Is that cowboy?
It was a cowboy. Yeah, it was a cowboy romance movie in the 90s.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
It's a great soundtrack. That's for sure.
Oh, it was just like that early 90s country music?
Yeah, because somebody like specifically made a soundtrack. Jeff and I were just talking about this, actually. Because we'll have to have a movie night when you come down and we'll all watch it, because he hasn't seen it either. It was like George Strait or Brooks and Dunn or somebody has like a specific made whole soundtrack for that movie. It was great.
Classic.
It's good. He was a bull rider. So definitely.
Wait, like he did rodeo?
Yeah, and 8 seconds. You have to stay on the bull for 8 seconds. So that's where it comes from.
Got it. Okay.
Well, anyways, we're getting off topic here.
Interesting. I'm like, would I like that or not? I don't know.
Yeah.
So anyways, and then we'll put it to you guys. Hey, let's say you guys choose, maybe we'll pose a vote sometime, but send us your ideas. Let's say that we choose cowboy romance. Then we'll ask you guys what are the best ones to read, and we'll go from there. Because I feel like that's the most fun for us to do, is to like really find out what you guys want us to read. So let's wrap this up with a smash or pass, should we?
Let's go, guys. It's time.
All right. So mine is very like hockey adjacent. Okay, so smash or pass. Resand, if he was an NHL player with no powers and a Canadian accent.
Oh, smash.
Okay.
I get it now, guys. I get it. I'm a changed woman.
We just had to find the right guy. That's it.
Yeah, there you go. Listen, Resend in my mind is like creme de la creme. So there you go.
That's why I used him, because I was like, we got to give this the best shot that we possibly can. Also, here's a question. Would he have wings still? Like, would he use those to his advantage playing hockey?
Well, he said he doesn't have powers, and so he transforms with his wings. So,
well, maybe he could just have them. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. So then that's great. Even all the more smash.
Okay, good. So we found...
I mean, black hair, violet eyes, smolder. Hello. I don't care if they play hockey or not. It's just the...
But it's Reese, but he has a Canadian accent also.
That's fine. I don't mind it.
I don't mind it either, but it's just funny, like, thinking of him, because he's so like serious and broody, but then he's got a Canadian accent. That's funny.
I don't know how I'm going to make this in the Smash or Pass polls. Like Canadian flags everywhere.
Yeah, oh my God. No, it's like, you got to put like a little... like Canada t-shirt on him or something.
Oh yeah, NHL Canada.
Yeah.
Toronto somethings. Yeah. Great.
Okay, so what do you have for me? Oh, also because I didn't answer that question. I think Smash just for the experience, but it's fun. It's funny. It is funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll give you a good story.
Smash or Pass. Hellboy.
I want to make sure I'm thinking of the right person, because I think that I am, but I don't remember.
He's red.
Yeah.
He's got some chopped off horns. He's a little intense.
Yeah, that's a definite pass for me.
Does he have an earring?
Like Mr. Clean. Let's zoom in. No, it doesn't look like he has an earring, but like there's...
Oh, it's the mutton chops too.
Yeah,
right?
I can't deal with that. It's too much.
Yeah.
It's like too much going on. Yeah, and he's not someone that I know enough about to like know about his personality. So it's like if that could have worked in his favor, then unfortunately, I can't contribute to that. What about you?
It's a pass for me.
It's a pass for
It's
you.
a red Shrek.
Yeah,
vibes.
kind of. Yeah, that's what it gives.
But I'm
sure.
curious to see what you guys say in our Smash or Pass poll.
I know. There's always someone who's going to come out and be like, he's my favorite, you know?
Yeah. Secret love interest, you know? Secret admirers. So come join us on Instagram at Bessie's in the Books Podcast, where you too can vote in the Smash or Pass polls and tell us how wrong we are for not falling in love with hockey romances. So sorry.
And tell us what to read next. We'll be asking. All right,
That's
guys.
your homework for the day. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so
Follow
much.
and subscribe before
we'll see
you go.
you next Tuesday.
And Friday. And
Bye.
all the days. Bye.